Hey there and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Man United star could be left out for Manchester derby even if he's past fit for the game. Manchester United midfielder Casemiro could be dropped from the Red Devils squad for the game against Manchester City next Sunday. Erik Ten Hag's Manchester United have a big week ahead of them, and Brazilian midfielder Casemiro will already be missing for the Red Devils game against FC Copenhagen. The Brazilian was sent off against Galatasaray after a wayward pass from Andre Onana was cut out by Mertens, and the former Real Madrid midfielder felt he had to intervene. It's no secret that the 31-year-old midfielder has struggled this season, and there have been some calls for the 31-year-old to be dropped permanently from the starting 11. According to a report from Give Me Sport, Casemiro, even though he will be available, could be said to be dropped from the crucial clash against Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. It's said that Erik Ten Hag was keen to drop the midfielder for the trip to Bramall Lane, but the injury suffered by Casemiro meant that the Dutchman was spared the awkward situation of dropping the 31-year-old. The midfielder was undroppable last season, so it's quite a surprise the sheer speed of his downfall in the United team. But the facts are that he has not been at the level required. He was substituted in the last two Premier League games at half-time, and there wasn't a great surprise around Old Trafford when the midfielder was replaced. Sofiane Amrabat, who has moved to his preferred midfield position, has looked superb in the last two games, and in particular, the win over Sheffield United. Scott McTominay, too, has looked dangerous in the middle of the park, despite completing just 8 passes, netted the opening goal for the Red Devils. There is an argument to be had that Casemiro missing the games this week is a good thing, but the experience the midfielder would bring is almost irreplaceable. Ten Hag has given Man United fans reason to be excited about Kobbie Mainoo making imminent return. Kobbie Mainoo is poised to make his return for Manchester United this week after a layoff with injury. Exciting Manchester United talent Kobbie Mainoo was pictured back in Manchester first team training last week. There was some hope he might make the bench at the weekend, but manager Erik Ten Hag has suggested he was simply saving him. The 18-year-old midfielder is working his way back from any injury suffered in a pre-season against Real Madrid. Erik Ten Hag spoke to club media over the weekend and suggested he was saving Kobbie Mainoo for game time later this week. Ten Hag said, "He is close. He is already training with us, not today, but I think next week he will have some minutes in the team, so then he can catch up his game minutes, so he is really improving and ready to get back in the squad for games this week." The magnitude of the matches this week is huge, and it would be significant for Kobbie Mainoo if he was able to play a part. Manchester United have a must-win game in the Champions League at home to FC Copenhagen. The match would be Mainoo's Champions League debut if he were to make an appearance. The ideal scenario would be if United were able to move into a comfortable lead and bring Mainoo off the bench for the final 15 minutes. For United's first home game after Sir Bobby Charlton's death, it would be a momentous to see an academy midfielder make his debut in Europe's elite competition. Next up is the Manchester derby next Sunday. It would be an incredible show of trust from Erik Ten Hag to pick Mainoo in this game as a starter or substitute. Everything we have seen from the teenager so far suggests he would be able to handle it. Ten Hag's comments suggest the young midfielder will be involved this week in some capacity, and we look forward to his 23-24 season finally getting up and running. Dutch legend Ruud Gullit blasts selfish Man United players for ignoring Rasmus Hojlund. Dutch and Chelsea legend Ruud Gullit has slammed Manchester United players for not sufficiently supporting Rasmus Hojlund. While he has been prolific in the Champions League, where he has netted 3 times, Højlund is still waiting to register his first goal in the Premier League. The Dane has come close on a number of occasions, and it's only a matter of time until he finds the back of the net in England's top flight. In most games, Højlund has cut a lonely figure up front. He has had to feed on scraps due to the extremely small number of clear-cut opportunities that have been created for him. Against Sheffield United on Saturday, the 20-year-old got into some good positions, but his teammates could not find him. He was taken off in the 63rd minute and replaced by Anthony Martial. Ten Hag cited the need to keep Højlund sharp ahead of the upcoming fixtures as the primary reason for the substitution. Gullit spoke to Premier League Productions via the Metro and accused the United players of not doing enough to provide Højlund with enough chances. He said, "I still think you have to get your striker on the score sheet because if he gets on the score sheet, he gets confidence, then also the rest are looking for him all the time. They don't look for him as much, and he is in areas where you can have a look at him. You see too many players too eager to score themselves. They are coming inside, they want to hit the target all the time." This coming inside phrase suggests that Gullit is particularly aiming his criticism at United's wingers, including Antony and Marcus Rashford. He went on to explain more. "I played with Van Basten. I always thought if I give it to him, it's a goal. If I hit it then, it could be a goal. I'd rather give it to him because it's a definite goal. You know, strikers, they are selfish. They need to score goals. If he is happy in the team, that makes a huge difference for the rest." Jadon Sancho's career at Man United is finished. Club planning January exit. Jadon Sancho's career at Manchester United is finished, even if he apologizes to manager Erik ten Hag, according to Mirror. The England international came off the bench during the first 3 games of the campaign, but he was dropped for the defeat at Arsenal. Ten Hag revealed that he was excluded due to his poor attitude in training. This did not go well with Sancho, who criticized him of lying. Sancho has since been suspended by the club for the disciplinary reasons. In recent weeks, it has been reported that an apology could bring him back for the first team fold, but that is no longer an option for him. Mirror report that there is no route back for the attacker, and the club are preparing to offload him when the transfer window reopens. United are hoping to receive an offer from Saudi Arabia. Back in the summer, Al-Ittifaq wanted to sign Sancho, but a deal did not materialize. The Red Devils were only prepared to sanction a loan move with an obligation to buy for £45 million. This put off the Saudi Pro League giants. Borussia Dortmund and Juventus are both keen on Sancho, but they prefer a short-term loan, with United covering some of his £250,000 a week salary. There was a huge spending from the Middle East during the recent summer transfer window. A number of high-profile stars made the switch to Saudi. Sancho was also the subject of interest before the deadline. There could be fresh proposals in January, but reports claim that he prefers to stay in Europe. In that case, Dortmund and Juventus are his likely destinations. Taking familiarity into regard, Sancho would no doubt prefer to return to the Bundesliga. He has been in contact with Dortmund manager, and the club's hierarchy are open to the possibility of pursuing a deal at the turn of the year. Sancho was purchased for €85 million from Dortmund, but he is now valued at €32 million by Transfer Market. United may have to accept a significant loss to offload him next year. Man United planning £60 million deal for Mark Guehi. Player would welcome a transfer. Manchester United are planning a move for Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi, according to Spanish outlet Todo Vigaches. The Red Devils have had a slow start to the current campaign, and they have been hampered by multiple injury concerns. Most of those have been in the defensive department. United are currently without Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Lisandro Martinez, who are assured starters in their backline. It's now reported that the club are interested in signing Guehi from Palace and are prepared to meet the £60 million asking price. The centre-back would also welcome the opportunity to move to Old Trafford. United were keen on signing a top-class centre-back last summer, and that was highly dependent on Harry Maguire heading for the exit door. Contact was made with Bayern München over Benjamin Pavard, but a move did not materialize after Maguire turned down a potential transfer. As a result, the club ended up signing Johnny Evans on a free transfer. The 35-year-old has been more than decent, but United need to think about the future. Guehi would be a quality acquisition this season. He has completed 91% of his passes with an impressive 4.9 clearances and 4.9 ball recoveries. The 23-year-old Englishman has also won 65% of his ground and aerial duels. His Premier League experience would easily help him adapt to the playing style. In our view, United are unlikely to spend big in January due to their tight financial situation. A purchase of a new central defender could be delayed until the summer. Liverpool set to step up Gonzalo Inacio pursuit and bid to hijack Manchester United's deal. Liverpool are poised to step up their interest in Sporting Lisbon star Gonzalo Inacio, who is also firmly on Manchester United's radar. A report covered by the People's Person earlier this month revealed that United will have to ward off significant competition from Liverpool to land Inacio this season. Erik Ten Hag has had to contend with multiple injuries to key members of his side's defensive department. Rafael Varane has been in and out of the team with different physical setbacks. Lisandro Martinez is currently recovering from a long-term injury and is not expected to return to action until the turn of the year. Compound this with the absence of Luke Shaw, Malacia Reguilon and Wan-Bissaka, and it's easy to see why United have provisionally planned for defensive reinforcement. Inacio would be an incredible addition to the ranks at Old Trafford. He has chuckled up 129 appearances for Sporting Lisbon, where he is one of the first names on the team sheet. Inacio's strength lies in his calmness and ability to effectively play out from the back. He is also a physical defender who uses his strength well to outdo attackers. He is predominantly left-footed. If United are intent on signing the 22-year-old, they must remain alive to his situation, with Liverpool on a track to materialize their admiration for him. The Mirror reports that Jurgen Klopp's side have sent scouts to watch the defender, who is seen as the perfect long-term replacement to the aging Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip. Inacio is represented by Miguel Pinho, the same agent who handles Bruno Fernandes' affairs and negotiated the midfielder's switch to United. The Mirror adds that any possible transfer for Inacio to England will have to happen during the summer of 2024. At the moment, neither the players' camp nor Sporting Lisbon are keen on sealing a January move. Sir Jim Ratcliffe earmarks Graham Potter as possible Erik Ten Hag replacement if a change is needed. Sir Jim Ratcliffe will reportedly consider former Chelsea and Brighton boss Graham Potter for the Manchester United managerial job if the decision is made to get rid of Erik Ten Hag. Ten Hag has overseen a nightmare start to the season. United have lost 4 of their opening 9 Premier League games, although they have now won 2 in a row after the recent victory against Sheffield United. It's even worse in the Champions League, where United sit bottom of Group A with 0 points after two clashes versus Bayern München and Galatasaray. A report covered by the People's Person revealed that Sarajam is a fan of Ten Hag and admires the job done by the Dutch coach. It was indicated that Inuits are aware of the difficulties that have hindered the team this season, including the takeover process and injuries to key stars. It's understood that Ten Hag is also keen to work with Sarajam, who shares his vision to enhance standards at Old Trafford. However, the Sun divulges that there is still a remote chance that a managerial change could be made when Sarajam officially completes his partial investment into United. Should this happen, Potter would be a strong favourite to take over the reins at Old Trafford. The report read, Graham Potter is waiting on Napoli to make an official move, but keeping an ear out for Manchester United to call. The Serie A champions want to speak to Potter about becoming their new boss, with Antonio Conte also in the running. Potter is also a possible candidate for United when Sir Jim Ratcliffe's team takes charge if the Red Devils owner in waiting decide to get rid of Erik ten Hag. Ratcliffe's sidekick, Sir Dave Brailsford, who is said to be the football face of the takeover, is a Potter fan and wanted him at French side Nice. United would be taking a big risk by appointing Potter, who failed as a Chelsea manager after successful tenures at Swansea and Brighton. He departed Stamford Bridge with the lowest points per game return of any previous coach to take charge of the Blues. He lost 11 of the 31 games he oversaw. It's important to note that Potter was probably not aided by the big spending Todd Bowley, but his time with the London outfit was simply a disaster. As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.